You can go ahead, Sajid.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Toastmaster Chandra, and I will be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the Area G3 joint meeting. Let me tell you 3 ground rules. As Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing these topics. Please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. Please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. I now declare meeting start and pass on the stage to Toastmaster Manasa for small introduction and activity.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Chandra. So let's have a small warm-up activity kind of thing before we get into the meeting and the theme. So I would be displaying few logos without their names, and you need to guess which logo it is, which company's logo it is. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the first one. Yeah. Okay. Let's have the second one.
Starbucks.
It's a fast track.
Fast track.
Fast track.
Adidas.
Adidas.
Yes.
Twitter.
Twitter.
It's
Yes.
Lipton.
Please.
Toastmasters.
Toastmasters International.
Airtel.
Yeah, Airtel.
Surface.
Ariel.
Lenskart.
Lenskart.
Spotify.
Spotify.
Dove.
Microsoft Edge.
Microsoft Edge.
Puma.
Puma is coming up down.
DreamWorks.
ICICI.
ICICI.
Amul.
Amul.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gucci. Yeah.
Penguin.
Penguin.
It's Royal
Royal
Enfield.
Enfield.
Yeah, that's it. So, should we go on with the theme? Good morning to all the Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Manasa, the Toastmaster of the day. I firstly welcome you all to the joint meet of Area G3 Gala. Do you all know the meaning of gala? It means the social occasion with special entertainment or performances. It is a carnival of Area G3. Entertainment is a form of an activity that holds the attention and interest of audience and gives pleasure and delight. Entertainment sources are multiple, but my pick of categories are singing and dancing. I attempted to learn classical music number of times. Each time, I reached till the intermediate level and discontinued with different reasons. I learned classical dance as a summer course and Western dance for 3 years and performed on various stages. We'll continue this in the later stages of the meeting. Coming to today's meet, along with our regular meet, we have 3 special segments called Glimpse, Game, and Guidance. You'll get to know them as we enjoy the gala. For the benefit of guests and Toastmasters, the regular meeting is divided into 3 sections. Number 1, the prepared speeches, where the members prepare their speeches as per Toastmaster International Educational Curriculum and will deliver their speeches. Number 2, table topic speeches or impromptu, where the topic is given and the speaker needs to speak for a minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. The guests can also participate in this session. Number 3, the most important part of the meeting is evaluation. To start off, let me call our general evaluator of the day, who gets entertained by speaking to new people and exchanging ideas which can be implemented. It's none other than Toastmaster Nisar. Let's call Toastmaster Nisar to introduce his role and tag team. Could you please check the audio video?
Visible, audible?
Yes. Over to you,
Audible.
Toastmaster Nisar.
Audible but not edible. Okay, so my role here is I would be looking after the whole theme or whole meet from start to end. I'll be observing each one of you of how is the role that you're performing, the kind of speeches you're giving, evaluations. I will give my report at the end of the session. My role also is to introduce our team to conduct this meeting. So let me invite upon our timer to talk about his role and how it affects all of us. Timer is C Manasa.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Manasa and I'm the timer for today's meet. So as a timer, my role is to indicate the green, yellow, and red cards to show the maximum and minimum time available for your roles. For the keynote speaker, I would be showing the green card at 20 minutes, yellow at 25, and red card at 30 minutes. And for the table topics, I would be showing the green card at 1 minute, yellow at 130 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. For the evaluator, I would be showing the green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. And the disqualification time is 3 minutes 30 seconds. For the speeches, I would be showing the green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes, and the disqualification at 7 minutes 30 seconds. So there is a grace time for about plus or minus 30 seconds for the prepared speeches and evaluators, and a grace period of plus or minus 15 seconds for the table topics. So if you exceed your time, you would be disqualified and you would be not allowed for the voting. And I would be presenting my report at the end of the meet when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manasa. Can you also show the card so that people know what's a green, yellow, red, just for the benefit of guests?
Yes, 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute. Sir, I need the screen sharing option.
Zoom Master, can you give the rights?
I still don't have the access.
Vamsi, can you give her the rights?
Toastmaster Manasa, you are made the co-host. You should be having the screen sharing rights.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this is how it will be looking in 1 minute. This is for the table topics. It would be showing green at 1 minute. It should be showing 1. So this is the green card at 1 minute. Similarly, it'll be showing yellow and red at 1 minute 30 seconds and 2 minutes.
That's fine, Manasa. I think we move ahead. I don't want to wait for that time to be taken to show the yellow red, but all the speakers and evaluators, please note that this is how it will be shown, and you need to be a little careful while you're speaking. Keep the timer on your screen at all points of time. Let me also invite, I think, TTM Sonia to speak about her role as a language evaluator or as a grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nisar. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, fellow Toastmasters and their guests. As a grammarian or a language evaluator today, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce you all to the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is abate, A-B-A-T-E, meaning become less intense. Hello, am I still audible?
Yes, you are
Yes,
audible.
yes, you are audible.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Abate, it means become less intense or widespread or reduce. For example, the craze of football after FIFA World Cup is abated. The other one would be Heidenberg research report became the cause for abate in Adani stocks. The phrase of the day or the idiom of the day for today is take a rain check, meaning used to tell someone that they cannot accept an invitation now, but would like to do so at a later time or postpone the plan. For example, can I have a rain check on your invitation? Or due to some reasons, we rain checked our previous meetings. I will put the word of the day and the idiom of the day in the chat today, and I encourage each speaker to use them as and when possible. I will give a report about my role at the end of the meeting when called upon. Thank you, and I hand it back to Toastmaster Nisar.
Thank you, DTM Sonia. One other thing is that when anyone uses the word of the day or the idiom of the day, do show your thumbs up so that the speaker feels encouraged you to use it. Thank you. Post this, I would like to call upon the R counter to explain her role, TM Vanitha.
Yes. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Vanitha, today's accountant. Actually, what is the role of accountant? Basically, it's very important to learn and speak English very impromptu way. And as I believe, the purpose of our counter is to note down the sounds used by each and every speaker, or of their crutches and pause filters by anyone who speaks. So basically, so I'm using so like this, these are words to be not used in between your sentences. During the meet, I'll be listening your overused, including words like and, well, but, so, and you know. I'll be also listening the filter sounds like and all these notes I'll be noting as the phrases such as I am, like all these words which fills your sentences must be not used, and I'll be reporting the number of times that you used to the general evaluator. Thank you, and I hand over it to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vanitha. I also would at this point also like to introduce the table topics master TMoD to explain her role. Before she comes after the break, but I would like her to explain her role so that people are prepared for her calling you, and you have to give your session as per instructions by her. Please, madam.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I am the table topic master, Toastmaster Bharati, from Swag Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. So today the table topics are going as in the way of that I'm giving a topic that is an object, and I'm giving the condition. You must satisfy the condition of the object, and you must feel that the object is doing that condition and doing the role. So it's the table topics that I'm going to give to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharati. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manasa. You can continue with your meeting.
Yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Nisarg. Now, I would like to start with our first special segment of today's meet, Glimpse. Through this segment, we'll experience a glimpse of Area G3, where every Toastmaster is dedicated to Area G3 and put their efforts into making an AB. Let's cherish and celebrate this togetherness of Area G3, and let's have a glimpse. Is the screen visible?
Yes. We're not able to listen the audio. Is everyone able to listen?
For Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0.
Is it now visible?
Yeah, now it's audible.
If you can start from first, that would help.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Fire Toastmaster Club. Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0.
Toastmasters.
Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0.
Anurag Toastmasters.
Picks up by Toastmasters Club.
Infosys Toastmasters. Toastmasters.
Medipatnam Toastmasters. Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0.
Medipatnam Toastmasters Club.
Infosys Toastmaster Hyderabad Prakriti.
Anurag Toastmasters.
Wings of Fire Toastmasters Club.
Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0.
Infosys Toastmasters Hyderabad Prakriti.
Anurag Toastmasters.
Wings of Fire Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0.
Medipatnam Toastmasters Club.
Infosys Toastmasters Prakriti.
Anurag Toastmasters.
Toastmasters for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0.
Infosys Toastmasters Hyderabad Prakriti.
Anurag Toastmasters.
Wings of Fire Toastmasters Club.
Yeah. We appreciate the efforts of each one of them who took time out and sent the video clips, and also Toastmaster Janvi for making these clips a wonderful video bite. We apologize if we have missed any of the video clip. Coming back to our theme, it was always a tough job for me to choose between singing and dancing when it comes to perform in my school curricular activities. When I was in my 8th grade, I had chosen singing throughout the year for all the events. But by the end of my academic year, my music teacher asked me to join in music. Simultaneously, my friends forced me to join in dance for the annual day celebrations because they all opted for it. I would reveal what I opted after our first regular section prepared speeches. So before inviting our first speaker of the day, let me invite our first evaluator, who is none other than Toastmaster Janvi, to read the objectives of Speaker 1. When they asked her about her entertainment platforms, she replied reading books and watching series, and she performed in Opera House in her dreams. Toastmaster Janvi, could you check your audio and video?
Am I both audible and visible?
Yes, you are. Over to you.
Greetings to all the Toastmasters. My name is Jahnavi and I'm evaluator for Toastmaster Manoj, who is giving his level 2 project 1 speech title, What is Leadership? The objective of the speeches are to identify his or her leadership style and to share some aspects of his or her leadership styles or discuss about leadership styles in general. All the best to Toastmaster Manoj. And timer, please note the timings are from 5 to 7 minutes. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, and I also acknowledge the presence of Program Quality Director, Toastmaster Sandeep Raj Madasu. Thank you. Now, let me invite when I asked the first speaker, what makes him entertain, he said, reading books and spending time with his kids, writing content and watching movies. Let me invite our first speaker, Toastmaster Manoj, to the virtual dais. Toastmaster Manoj, can you please check your audio video?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Okay, are we good to start?
So we are good from my end.
Yeah. Toastmaster Manoj, what is leadership? What is leadership, Toastmaster Manoj?
Thank you. Altruistic, democratic, bureaucratic, affiliative, authoritative, innovative. Are you wondering what are all these? These are various styles of leadership given to us by Toastmasters. I'm not sure if you are surprised or not, but I'm definitely surprised in looking out to various styles of leadership. On seeing all these styles, I got a doubt. Do we need to complicate leadership with various styles? What is leadership? My dear friends, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, according to you, what is leadership? In the quest to find the answer for this question, I ran down my memory lane. And I just thought, when is the first time when we actually heard the term leader? It is in our schooling, isn't it? School leader, class leader, group leader, various leaders. And we used to have a blackboard leader also. The only student who have the authority to write on the blackboard other than a teacher. So at that time, I used to think leadership is something to hold an authority to do a work. I have this thought until my graduation. In my graduation, I have done something. In our university, there are various literary clubs of different languages. English Literary Club, Tamil Literary Club, Hindi Literary Club, Malayalam, Kannada, of various languages. But we don't have a Telugu Literary Club. As a Telugu guy, I thought we should have one. And I have done the groundwork to start a student club. I spoke to various faculties. I discussed with my friends. I went to student welfare dean. I got all the approvals. And with 3 months of efforts and hard work, I was able to start the Telugu Literary Club. And after that, in 2 years of time, from the start of the club, our club stood number 1 among 100 plus clubs in our university. To my surprise, everyone congratulated me and said, "You have shown a very good leadership skills." But still, I don't know what is leadership. I have done all this work of the student club out of my sheer interest and passion. So I'm still unclear of what is leadership. And for me, now comes Toastmasters. When I heard about Toastmasters, Toastmasters is a public speaking club, but it said Toastmasters is a place where leaders are made. How can a public speaking club actually make leaders? How is public speaking related to leadership? I got this doubt until I joined Toastmasters. When I joined Toastmasters, I understood it is the roles and responsibilities we take. Be it a president, VP membership, VP education, a treasurer, a secretary, or for that matter, any executive club member or the members of the club who are taking the responsibilities to do the activities are actually increasing and enhancing their leadership skills by taking decisions for the club growth. So they are actually discussing, taking decisions, taking steps for the club growth. So what is leadership? Is it taking decisions? I don't know. Let's see. If we say that taking decisions is leadership, every Tom, Dick, and Harry sitting in a tea stall will take decisions, not just small decisions, decisions for the entire country, what India need to do for as a foreign policy, what India need to do with Kashmir, and all these things. And I don't think so. Taking decisions is actually only leadership. Let's see what is leadership. Recently, I attended a leadership seminar. The host over there said that MS Dhoni, our Indian cricket captain, ex-captain, is a very good leader. And he said he's a good leader because he gave the last over of T20 World Cup final against Pakistan to Joginder Sharma. Huh? What is it? How is it related? What is his equation? Giving the last over to Joginder Sharma, how can it make MS Dhoni a good leader? And he explained, in the last over of a World Cup final, a captain will be under immense pressure. He will be under immense pressure to drive the team to success and winning the World Cup. He need to choose which bowler he need to give the ball. He need to choose the field set. And he'll have the thoughts of what if something goes wrong, how he need to actually answer his team, because Joginder Sharma is an inexperienced bowler. He need to think of what he need to say to BCCI. He will have the pressure of what would Indian media think of it. How can he face the entire nation? And at that time, he handled this complexity and he was able to motivate Joginder Sharma to play his best, and he drove Indian team to success and he brought India the World Cup, T20 World Cup. So my friends, in the earlier situations which I told, me starting a student club, it's not an easy task for a student to start a student club. There are a lot of dynamics involved, a lot of approvals required. What if after starting the student club, if it fails? What if everyone says you have done the wrong thing? It's a complex thing. And coming to the Toastmasters, the EC committee strives a lot, getting 15-20 people of the club who have a free will to say that I don't want to come to the meeting, and getting them on board and striving for the growth of the club is a complex task. I'm sure some of you have already faced it. So all these situations, people are actually handling complexity. So my friends, leadership is not just taking decisions or having authority. It is able to persuade authoritatively and take decisions under complex situations where anyone is not dissatisfied, and striving and driving your team or tribe to success. Whatever may be the style you choose, whatever may be the procedure you follow, end of the day, leadership is the ability to handle complexity. Over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. It was an awesome speech. Moving on, before calling our second speaker, let me invite the second evaluator, who is Toastmaster Alok, to read the objectives of Speaker 2. Reading novels, doing swimming, running, and cycling are the sources of entertainment. And in college, he played and directed an act. Toastmaster Alok, could you please check the audio and video?
Yeah, I can check my audio and video.
Yeah, over to you, Alok.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Manasa. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. And a special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Rela. Toastmaster Rela is attempting her level 1 project 3 in her path innovative planning. The purpose of this particular project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized and well-researched speech on any topic. She will present a well-organized and well-delivered speech. Her speech may be humorous, informational, or any style that she chooses. The speech content and style should work well together. Please note down that the timing for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Rela, all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Now let's call our second speaker, who always loves to get entertainment by writing, playing games, painting, and singing. That is Toastmaster Rela Lumbini. Toastmaster Rela, could you please check your audio and video?
Am I audible?
Yes, but there is an echo.
Can anyone confirm, am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we good to go? Toastmaster Rela, Game Addict. Game Addict, Toastmaster Rela.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, thank you. Once upon a conversation, my dad said, "Why do you waste your time in playing games? You should do some math instead." This is the most common line I heard as a child and also as a grown-up. Greetings to fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Rela Lumbini, and as a child, I wanted to play like other children did. People around me were all grown up, they were busy with their own lives. So I used to play with myself. I used to play video games. And there was this question I heard most whenever I used to play video games while other people were watching. What do you get out of playing these games? They'll make you dumb. So I heard this statement multiple times in my life so far. And eventually I got curious and started searching for answers. And this is when I found some interesting facts. According to a research by National Institutes of Health, a study of 2,000 children through functional brain MRI analysis found that children who played video games for 3 to 4 hours per day showed higher brain activity in regions associated with attention and memory that those who never played, they have comparatively less. And also, they conducted a research on a group of older people who are retired and who are above 60. So they asked them to play video games for 12 days and they provided all the resources. And they found that the cognitive ability of these people after 12 days is much greater than the people who are in their 20s. So, and also the research states that the gaming increases the hand-eye coordination and also improves the attention and visual acuity, increases basic visual processing and executive function, problem solving, and also strategic skill development can also be improved. Playing games can also actually boost the mental and physical abilities, and of course, for a reasonable time. Personally, the vocabulary I have now is not just because I did some memorizing a word per day from dictionary or anything. I used to play a lot of hidden object games. That is when I really got a grasp of trying to learn English vocabulary and all. And after that, I made an effort to improve and come this far. The games can really improve the vocabulary. And the racing and action games improve body-mind coordination. And the arcade games are basically the games that give you accomplishment of finishing a task. So like we'll have treasure hunts in arcade games. So it will be interesting. And also it also gives us a accomplishment and a satisfaction that we completed a task. While I was making a further research, I came across a statement that was quite popular. Gaming cannot be pursued as a career anywhere. But the interesting fact about this field is that gaming industry provides opportunities on a wide ranges like arts, design, crypto, software, etc. And game developer are the architects of their work includes planning and defining of elements of games. And there is also a position called narrative designer who works closely with game designer to add context to the story. So this field of gaming also encourages artists who can give physical structure to characters and objects. And apart from this, there is also a role called game tester, where we can play games all day and we'll also get paid. There is a lot of type of gaming where we can actually involve cryptocurrencies and NFTs that are quite a talk of town these days. So while I was learning about these things, I got curious about the industry's impact on global digital media market. And on further research, I found that in 2020, the global online gaming market generated approximately 21.1 billion US dollars in revenues, which translates to a record 21.9% growth compared to previous year. This boost was opposed due to the global COVID-19 outbreak, which enforced many people to stay at home and turn digital avenues for entertainment and find new channels to connect with others. Currently, there is an estimated 1 billion online worldwide with market with China, South Korea, and currently Japan is also having the biggest online gaming. And in 2025, it is expected that online gaming audience are projected to surpass 1.3 billion. But there is a stereotype that people think gaming is addictive and affects social life. Many US gamers reported positive experiences while online gaming, the most common ones being making friends and helping others. A general survey found that a significant share of new gamers in several countries who took up gaming during the coronavirus pandemic reported that they were open to gaming as a social activity. As far as my opinion goes, anything that can be done in a limit cannot be considered addictive. Just because it is healthy, we cannot keep taking medications every day, right? If we continue taking medicines just because they relieve our pain, even though we don't actually need it, it becomes our weakness. In the same way, gaming is a profitable industry which have a lot of opportunities like any other field. So instead of giving up just because of a stereotype, it can be addictive. We can have a bright new perspective and have a whole wonderful kickstart for a new career. This is also a wonderful opportunity if anyone wants to start a career in gaming that they have been really passionate towards since childhood. Thank you for everyone for listening to this one, my report on gaming. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
That was an amazing speech, Toastmaster Rela. Next, before calling our third speaker, let me invite the third evaluator, who is Toastmaster Rohan, to read the speech objectives. When I asked him about how he gets entertained, he said, by listening to podcasts, watching TV shows and movies, and he does improv theater regularly. Toastmaster Rohan, could you please check the audio and video?
Yeah, can you hear me and see me?
Yes, over to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manasa. My target speaker, Toastmaster Deepika, is delivering her Level 3 Project 2, which is using descriptive language. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with an emphasis on adding language to increase interest and impact. Timer, please note, time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster Manasa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Now let's call our third speaker who spends her free time watching TV series, doing art, and preparing food, who is none other than Toastmaster Deepika. Toastmaster Deepika, could you please check the audio and video?
Am I clearly audible and visible?
Yes. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Toastmaster Deepika, wide-eyed and tongue-tied. Wide-eyed and tongue-tied. Toastmaster Deepika.
Audience, when was the last time you experienced something that left you wide-eyed and tongue-tied? Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. Today I'm going to share with you one experience that left me wide-eyed and tongue-tied. It was 1 a.m. in the bustling airport of Hyderabad. Cool February morning, I was waiting for my flight. If you can see, just beside the coffee store, the girl with a suitcase and backpack who is desperately trying to keep up with an elder guy beside her is me. And the elder guy is my brother, who is like any normal person on the airport, who's not paying much attention to the beauty of the airport and is desperate to catch some sleep before catching a flight. As I was walking behind him, I realized that there was a little kid and he was clutching his grandma real tight. And he was throwing a tantrum saying how he doesn't want to leave her. And just beside them, there was a woman of around my age who was giving the warmest embrace to her parents. In that moment, I could not realize what was heavy, the luggage that I was carrying, or my heart after seeing the sincerest goodbyes. This was my first wide-eyed and tongue-tied moment. I realized that life is really short and we never know when we'll be saying a last goodbye. So don't shy away whenever you get a chance to say your sincerest goodbyes and show love to people you love and care about. As I moved to the airport, I was shocked to see how sophisticated and huge the airport was, and in contrast, how casual and simple people were dressed to it. In fact, me wearing my pajamas and sweatshirt, I felt overdressed. Like a fashion police, I was scanning people all around me while the true police was scanning my baggage. When I entered into the airport, I could see that everything was very beautiful, and the thing that caught my eye after the security check was a young man who looked really silly and very young. Since I was waiting, I wanted to make a small talk and I was talking to him, and he said he owned multiple businesses in India. I was shocked when I heard that he owned multiple businesses in India. And when I saw he looked very silly and young, but when he spoke, I could clearly say that he was way ahead of his age. Finally, the time has come for the onboarding. And I realized that the plane in reality is gigantic. And today, specifically, it was glowing in the sun, in the moonlight. When I went in and sat on my assigned seat, they dimmed the cabin light, and I could see the lights of the runway shining like million little stars. I couldn't hold myself, but I was giggling like a kid. I wanted to show it to my brother, but I saw that he was fast asleep. And when I looked around, everyone in the plane was fast asleep. I felt like somebody put a sleeping curse on them, and somehow I was immune. And I even was debating in my mind that these people choose sleep over this beautiful view. I mean, I might sound unreasonable for saying that because it's 4 in the morning, and what can you expect from people? And slowly the plane started to catch motion. all the anticipation was building in. I could hear the hum of the engine growing louder. I could see that the plane was vibrating as it picked up the speed. Slowly, the engine has begun, and I could feel the windows vibrating. I could feel the seat vibrating. Generally, this would bother me, but today it got me grinning ear to ear because in few moments I'll be experiencing one of the best thing made by the humans. And just like that, we were mid-air. We were levitating. And in that moment, when I looked out of the window, I could see that the city lights which were twinkling were going further and further away. And the bright airport light was getting lighter and lighter. And the warm cabin light was the only light that we had. And in few moments, they even dimmed it. And all I could see was the calmness of the plane and the brightness of the moon. This was the solo joy moment I have experienced in the past 2 months. In the 55 mesmerizing minutes of the airplane, I felt that in the few minutes I will be holding hands with my old friend Gravity again. But this time I knew that I was a different person. I could feel that in my bones. Because this time, this person, that is me, is more inclined in watching for beauty in little things. This brings us to the third tongue-tied and wide-eyed moment I had. Toastmasters, as long as you are willing to look at the beauty in the little things, the gravity will never weigh you down and you will be flying. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manasa.
That was a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Deepika. With this, we conclude our first segment. When there is a special occasion, we have music which sets the tone of the occasion. So here, in this meet too, we have a special second segment called Game, which is related to music. I will play a glimpse of a song and you need to guess the song. And now I'm going to play the song. Can anyone guess the song? Was the song audible?
No, Manasa. It was not audible.
Oh, okay. Now?
I cannot hear for sure. I do not know about others.
No, not audible.
Not audible.
Okay, 1 second. Now?
No, Manasa, not audible.
Okay. Now?
Not
Not
audible.
audible, at least for me, I'm not.
Not audible. Not audible.
Are you playing the song in your background?
Now? It's okay.
Manasa, I recommend, since you're a good singer, you might as well sing it.
No, I wanted the music to play and I want you to guess. So it's okay. I don't think
Manasa, how you are sharing that audio?
No, they are in my WhatsApp. Actually, I was playing on my phone.
Okay, but you're keeping the audio on and you're just playing on phone.
Yeah.
And you are able to hear it.
Yeah, I'm able to hear it.
Can you please play again like this?
Like. Where is speaker? Speaker करूँगा. Natural.
Manasa, what I would recommend is you move ahead. What I would recommend is move ahead.
Yeah.
We can take this a little later when you are ready.
Yeah, okay. We'll have it after the break. So now I would request Toastmaster Chandra, the Sergeant at Arms, to go for a bio break, and I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Chandra.
So thank you, Manasa. So I now declare that we will have a short bio break for 10 minutes and see you all back.
So Manasa,
let's try now. Is it audible? Okay.
Yeah, you're audible.
Manasa, you are audible, not your song, huh? I mean, just clarification. I said you are audible, not the song.
Okay. Is it audible?
It's not audible. When you share it, there's a checkbox to left, shared sound. You need to do with that.
Okay.
Probably you're not sharing the sound.
I would share the screen and try then.
Sure.
Is it audible?
You're not sharing the sound. When you share, when you click shared screen, there is a checkbox to the left which says shared sound.
Yeah.
Check that checkbox and do the sharing.
Can anyone guess?
Yeah, it's a big Cheppava Chirugali, I guess.
This sounds very regional, huh?
Yes. That's the song. Anyone got the song? Any guesses, or would you like me to play it once again?
I hope you have Bollywood songs too, the music.
Yeah, in few.
No problem.
Is it Sitaramam?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Emo, emo.
Yeah. Any guesses?
Manava lage.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
It's Manwa Lage.
This is that Zara Zara.
Yeah.
I had somebody from behind to tell me this. I had no clue.
In Hindi, it's Zara Zara, in Telugu Manohara, and
Yeah.
DDM Kalpana, it's like she immediately on the start of the music, she typed the song.
Yeah.
This one of my favorite songs.
Next song. Yeah, any guesses?
Are Re Manasa?
Yeah. I think so. This one?
Ishq Wala Love.
Ishq Wala Love.
Yeah. Any guesses?
Emannao.
This song?
Aste.
This one?
Kannulada. Kannulada.
हो गए हम और तुम.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, this is the last song. So, what's the song?
Taki taki.
Yeah.
But that taki taki is from translated sounds like tank tank.
So, continuing our theme, any guesses what I might have chosen in my 8th grade? Okay, I had chosen dance. By the time I decided there was no place for the new joiners in the dance group. Then I thought, okay, I'm not going to perform this time. I was attending the classes with the remaining students. Suddenly, a person came and announced there was a vacancy in a dance group and they need a member. I finally got a chance and gave my audition. Let's see what happens in the next stage. Now it's time for us to have a third special segment, guidance. Here we have a keynote speaker who gets entertained by collecting coins and had learned classical dance Perini Shivatandavam in 2019 at the age of 37 and gave 2 performances. I request distinguished Toastmaster Raghu to check the audio and video.
Check audio, check video. Are you able to hear me and see me?
Yes, are we good to go?
Good.
I'm looking forward to seeing you dance.
Probably next time. Otherwise, people will just run away and then my area director is going to punish me and I won't have anything to eat for lunch and dinner, sir. But now they're going to talk about, prepared speeches and pathways.
Distinguished
Manasa?
Toastmaster Raghu, why, what, and how? Why, what, and how to write a prepared speech? Distinguished Toastmaster Raghu.
Thank you, Manasa. Why, what, and how? These 3 are the questions that you must ask for anything. Just because somebody is pushing on you, you cannot take this. Just because someone is asking you to do prepared speeches, just because someone is saying pathways, just because someone is telling you to do something, no, we are not going to do that. Okay. I don't want the screen sharing at the time apart. Can you please stop sharing? Because I will be sharing my thing. You just prompt me on the chat when the time has happened. So talking about these questions, we are going to answer those questions, post those questions and answer both of them in this session. To start with, why? Why pathways and why prepared speeches? Why should you do it? Why is that? No, what is a speech? Can somebody unmute yourself and answer me? What is a speech? Somebody wants to answer?
A form of expression of your thoughts.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Share your experiences.
Sure. Second question. What is the purpose of any speech? Why do you give a speech?
To communicate what you're feeling to a larger audiences.
Not okay. Right answer, but doesn't matter whether it's large audience or even a single person.
To connect with your audience.
To express yourself is a speech. And what is the purpose? Is to pass the message to the person or to the group of people that you are talking to. Right? If you're bringing an Oxford dictionary using heavy language, and if you're just blabbering or going around giving lectures, and still the audience or students or whoever you're talking to are not connected with you, then you lose the whole purpose. There is a saying in Telugu, Kadedi Kavitak Anarham, which means that anything and everything can be turned into a kavita, which is a poem. Now, I say, my quote is that anything and everything is a speech. Even what I'm doing right now, trying to communicate with you, trying to ask you, trying to customize things to you. End of day, if you are not able to take back with you what I'm trying to push as a message, then I fail as a speaker. First question, why pathways? Why we should do speeches on pathways? What is that pathway has to offer us? My dear friends, pathway has to offer 300 plus competencies. And these competencies are scattered across different projects that you do. There are 11 pathways, and out of that, each path has to offer its own core competencies and then secondary competencies. Now, what are those core competencies? Now, we all joined Toastmasters to increase two things: public speaking skills. Second is confidence. Now, every path offers these things, but the other three things which decide why you should pick up a path. And there are other criteria too. For example, what are your aspirations apart from public speaking in joining Toastmasters? Somebody joins to become, rather improve their skills to attend a job interview. Somebody has just become an executive officer in their office and they want to join. Or maybe somebody wants to become a leader and hone their leadership skills. It all depends on that. Interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, and leading and managing. These are the core other three competencies which decides which path you choose. Only path where we're not talking about these three things are two. First is presentation mastery and engaging humor, which is more on presentation skills. Presentation mastery and engaging humor is where you add the tadka of humor or the taste of humor to your speeches. And then you get all the audience with you. That's what it matters, right? So these core competencies, what are why you should choose pathway. Now you may ask, Raghu, you talked about 5 core competencies, and that's what I get to choose when a pathway. This is where you see how you should decide a path. And when you peek into any path, these are the projects that you see. And these are the competencies that each project has to offer. If any one of you have done any project in pathway, you will see before and after assessment. These are the skills that you rate yourself before doing that project. Out of 5, what is your rating? And then after the speech, you rate yourself out of 5, how much you're improved. Like any analysis, this analysis is helpful for you to rate yourself, how much you improve yourself. And this is exactly why you should do pathways. In pathways, we get to see a good material, understand your leadership style. You will understand different leadership style, and an option for you to introspect in your life. What were the leadership styles that you applied in different scenarios, and where did you fail? This introspection helps you to improve it better. Same thing with communication style, icebreaker speech, which helps you to break the ice with people. Those situations where you need to introduce yourself in an interview. What? Tell me something about yourself. Preparing for that moment is your icebreaker speech. It's all those things that you prepare yourself. This is why pathways. One last thing before I move to the next section is in pathways, the program is so flexible that you have a speech and I can map it to a project in pathways. You just need to understand the content properly. And we will do how to do it more, but let us understand whenever you do a speech, you get evaluated by your speech evaluator based upon the competencies that specific project has to offer you. For example, this project is from level 3 active listening for my part. For some, it is level 2 active listening. Clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, comfort level, active listening, and engagement of the audience. These are something your speech evaluator will evaluate you out of 5 and then give you that. And they give an explanation why exactly they're giving that rating. This is something that will help you to introspect and improve upon from there. Now, why prepared speeches? How many of you in the room thinking, or rather have a thought that prepared speeches are waste, which need not go prepared? Anyone who thinks? Rather answer the question that why should we do prepared speeches? Anybody wants to answer that question? Anybody? Let me ask the host itself. Manasa, do you want to answer? Why should we do prepared speeches? Are you still there?
To encourage them.
Okay.
I will go. There is a saying, right? If you know, and if you cannot able to make a child understand what you know, right? That means you haven't understood fully. So in that way, right? If you can speak what you think or what you know, and you can communicate it properly to the audience, that means you understood perfectly.
Right. Somebody raise Kalpana.
When you know you are going to speak and you want to ensure your speech is effective.
Thank you. Now, we have a mixed group here, a community club, college club, and corporate clubs. Let me connect with you. Your year-end discussion with your manager. Do you go prepared or do you just go randomly and sit with your manager and try to talk? What do you do? Let me ask somebody from Infosys. Infosys Prakriti Club. Somebody wants to answer the question? Or Wings of Fire?
Yeah, Raghu, I would like to go.
Sure.
I definitely have the pointers written right from the day I started working so that I can give my best on why I deserve
A promotion.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. Well, let me ask somebody from Entrepreneur Club. Why should you go prepared when you talk to your customer? Nisar?
When you're, apologies that I'm not able to put my video on, but when you want to speak to a customer, it is best that you know more about him or his pain points so that you can address them. I think that is where preparation from an entrepreneur would help to address the key challenges for a customer and how you are the best person to solve it so that the business transaction can happen. I think that would really help. to prepare for it.
Thank you, Nisarg. Wings of fire. Somebody wants to answer this question? Anurag Toastmaster. Somebody wants to answer. Why should you go prepared for those research that you present in your colleges? Anybody wants to answer that? Rela, Manasa, somebody?
We'll have a confidence in what we speak and what we actually tell someone. If we
Wonderful.
prepare.
Wonderful, Rela. Thank you. Somebody wants to ask.
And also, not only about the confidence, but also we will be able to present particular information, like reliable information that can be used for further research and all. So that is the reason we need to prepare.
Wonderful. Thank you. DTM Kalpana, can you please read the response of Diana for me?
Yeah, Diana said that she wants to ensure that speech is better in this club. I mean, she has written why means I can speech as better this club.
Wonderful. Thank you, Diana. Now, we talked about speech, right? What is the sole purpose of your speech? Is to send the message properly to the other person. And how do you do that? Is by preparing, going prepared. Somebody talked about understanding the customer, which is exactly understanding your audience, which you do it. I'll talk in detail, but let me finish. Why do you need to do prepared speeches? Effective communication. And when is the communication effective? If you're talking in the terms of IT language, when the packet goes from one node to other node, the communication is complete, the TCP/IP communication, or maybe even the web communication. Same way, exactly when communication is reaching in complete message that you're trying to deliver from one person to other person, that is effective communication. And how do you do that? Is by preparing your speeches. Prepare your speeches, go prepared, because that will help you in time management. And let us say I go unprepared to my P4P discussion with my manager. Or let us say I go unprepared to talk to my customer. I'm trying to look into my phone or tab, trying to understand the customer. At that point of time, I'm a 50% loser there itself. I lose my time in doing all the research or trying to recollect everything in my mind. But if I'm going prepared, that is when I'm able to manage the time effectively. The time that you take to prepare your speeches, for example, you're given an icebreaker speech, 4 to 6 minutes, 400 to 600 words that you speak, or rather 5 to 7 minutes, or maybe 18 to 22 minutes as a professional speaker, you are on time. You get the discipline to finish whatever you're speaking on time. I've observed that when I speak in my office, I'm able to complete it on time, even in my presentation. And that is giving me an added advantage over others in my office. Organization skills. These skills help you to organize your thought process. That exactly was my problem before I joined Toastmasters. I was not able to organize my thought process into a proper message. And last but not least is confidence, because you go prepared, just like our friend Rela told. Because you go prepared, you have all the stats that you need, you have all the information that you need, and you are confident, which is why you should do prepared speeches. Anybody has any question at this point before we go to the next section, talking about what is the way that we should do this? Any question at this point? No problem. We'll go to the next section. Is what is the way that we should do prepared speeches? Now, how should we do it? What is the life cycle of a speech according to pathways? Log into your base camp. When you go to any path or any level that you are in, go and do the training. When you're doing training, they ask you to assess your skills before completing the project. Complete the training, all there. The material is there, some introductory videos and some examples that you must include, the outlines. There are also some examples how you can structure your specific speeches. And then the evaluation form. No, complete the training. Talk to your mentor. Brainstorm the ideas that you have. If you don't want to talk to your mentor, it's okay. Brainstorm the ideas that you want. Because central idea. And then start writing your draft. Get it reviewed by your mentor. And once it is done, schedule your speech with your VP education. I've seen many people just schedule a speech with VP education and then they go and do all this exercise. No, friends. First do this exercise at least for your first path and you are on the right track. Once you schedule it, give the speech, then come back, complete the after survey. How do you feel about before and after the project completion? And when you do that, you will be able to map what is your growth so far in Toastmasters, whether this program is reliable or not, which you will relate here. Now, coming to other part, what is that you should include in a speech, or what is the structure of a speech? Any speech has opening, body, and conclusion. When I say prepared speech, my friends, even the email that you write to your customers is a speech. You open the body. It can be anything. I've seen people using different techniques. It can be an anecdote. It can be that just you're putting into action. You're introducing your body are the core thing. Just like the way that you have your, let's say, burger. One thing that your top and the bottom, and then you have meat inside. The meat is a body. Opening, conclusion are the buns. In the opening, what is that you want to do? Just introduce the topic that you are going to talk about. It can be any style. I've used people using a song, a story, and it can be a quote, your favorite quote, but related to the topic that you're going to talk about. When it comes to body, develop the story. It can be even the hero overcoming the obstacles. I have seen so many tales where it is done. It can be anything. In the conclusion, what is the call for action? What is that one message? Simple example for people who are working in a professional organization. You write an email, let us say, you just completed testing something, and then you want to write an email. You write all the details of the testing that is done. In the end, Deepika, please take care of fixing this issue. Or Rayla, take care of fixing this issue. A call for action. You're sending a quotation to your customer as an entrepreneur. You write everything, and in the end, looking forward to hear from you soon. You call for action for them to consider the code that we have sent. That's a call for action to your customer. Now you're writing an email to your principal, let us say, to consider your leave. That is your message. The call for action is to approve your leave, right? It can be anywhere. Now, what is that you must have in a speech? Again, if I have to conclude the structure of a speech in 3 statements, tell them what you're going to tell them. That is your opening. Tell them, is your body. Tell them what you're just told is your conclusion. Remember these 3 statements. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and tell them what you just told them. Now, how can we make this effective? And what can we include in opening and what we shouldn't do in the opening? Opening can be a quote that you can connect with your speech. Audience preparation, something like what I did today, preparing you with some questionnaire, preparing you with what to expect. Arouse suspense or curiosity. Seen great speakers doing it, especially MLM marketing. Do you want to become rich? Do you want to just get all the money in the world? No, that is a sense of suspense. Tell a story or anecdote in the opening. That's my favorite style because I love stories. I love hearing them and also narrating stories. I use that technique as my openings. And state the importance of topic. You can state the importance of topic. It need not be a story. It need not be a quote. Why do you think it is important? For example, you're talking about women's rights. You need not quote somebody else. Why do you think it is important? You can narrate that and do that. Rhetorical question. I had a speech where I talked about, are we really free and independent? Talking about the real meaning of freedom. And I kept asking that question in different parts of speech, opening with my opening, giving a starts and then asking the question and then went with different anecdotes and asking the same question again. Rhetorical question is one of the most powerful way to do your speech, where people remember your speech for long. Those are something that you must do in opening. Now, if you want to relate to way that you write emails is where you connect with them. Sometimes, mostly after COVID, we all say, good morning, good evening, hope you're doing well. Due to the situation that we are in right now, right? And then we connect with the audience with the opening. That can be any saying good morning, good evening, or so hope everyone's doing well. Even when we open meetings, even Scrum meetings that we do, or any customer meetings, we connect with them. We just don't go directly into business. In my Scrum meetings, I start with greeting everybody and looking at how everybody is doing. And that is how we should do. Now, what is that you should avoid? I still remember one of the speakers in my home club, rather one of the clubs that I belong to. He came and said, I didn't prepare for my speech till yesterday night, just because I wanted to complete my project. And that was a total off. And somebody talks about how much they prepared. They came for this presentation. No, boss. People are not here to learn how much preparation went into it. Just go into a topic. Just start with your story. Just start with the topic. It is just like the movie that you're showing. You love going into the movie instead of some gibberish coming up. Today, I'm going to talk about my L1P3 speech. Today, I'm going to talk about leadership style. No. Directly start coding. Once upon a time, there was a king. I say once, Mahatma Gandhi was talking something. Go directly. People are going to stay with you once you do it. Put your excitement in the opening. They're being dull. Today, I'm no, people are not going to be with you if you are dull and boring. Third most, do not delay the mention of the topic. Now, if your opening itself is so long, then you're losing the whole purpose. The opening is just meant to be 10% of your whole speech. If all complete meeting is I'm just greeting people, how are you? How is Raghu doing? How is Manasa doing? How is Rela doing? Blah, 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 blah. The entire meeting is over till that we didn't go into the whole purpose of having a joint meeting, right? The same thing. Don't delay the mention of the main topic. Try to organize your opening accordingly. Next. Sorry. Okay. Next thing is body. Somehow missed the topic in my slide here. Next thing is body. And what do you have in a body? How do you arrange it? In your body, what you need to do is first come up with a central idea that you want to communicate. What is the central idea? What is the purpose of your speech, of your talking to people? Once you have that, list down the items that you want to touch. When you have the list of the items, arrange them in the serial that is necessary for you to convey your message effectively. And once you have that, then structure or with the points, try to enlarge them and then make it a complete speech that you want to talk about. When it comes to conclusion, this is the time for you to relieve your audience. And how do you do that? Is achieving a sense of closure. If there are so many movies and different movies, that so many movies where the ending is incomplete and then we are left with that taste. Okay, what happened? We don't know. And when there is no sense of closure, we don't feel good about it. They keep thinking about it. You lose the audience when there is no sense of closure. If I write this long email, bhashan, a lecture, and then I don't give you the whole purpose, while at the conclusion they're relieving you, then it doesn't make sense. There should be a sense of releasing us closer or conclusion. Make an impact. Try to be impactful the way that you deliver, try to be impactful the message that you're passing, and expand on the point. For example, sometimes if you're trying to summarize 1, 2, 3 that you covered, try to do that. Summarize your main points, repetition and reinforce of what you have delivered so far. That is one effective way for people to remember. For example, when we write meeting minutes or when we write emails, you say these are the action points. Kalpana, do this. Rela, do this. Deepika, do this. Anissa, do this. These are something that you do. Minutes of meeting, or maybe it can be any email that you write. The action point. Same way, it is that you are summarizing. That is exactly summarizing in points. Call for action. Clearly mention what is that you are trying to ask audience to do after they hear your speech. One of the best technique where you can have your audience with you is connecting back to your opening. That will give you a sense of closure to many. Something that you can do better in your conclusion is memorize your conclusion, at least what you want to do in your conclusion. Otherwise, you lose the audience. Second thing is end it on time, because that's the whole purpose of our Toastmasters is to be on time, whether it's starting or ending. Third thing is refrain from adding new points in the end, because if you keep on adding, then you just continue and you never end it there. So try to refrain from adding any new points. Whatever you have done so far, done. That's it. Don't try to introduce. Just summarizing that matters it. Now, how we can do this much better and how we can excel in this part. Now, we talked about body, how we are going to do. Okay. What you need to remember is good speeches are rewritten. Write your speech, get the feedback, attempt it before audience, and then repeat it as necessary when you get some feedback. For example, I gave a speech in Malaysia or India talking about some Bollywood theme that was relatable to my mentoring. Then I went to Malaysia giving the same speech, and they could not relate because they didn't understand anything about those movies, or they have never watched those movies. Now, how do I do that? Is that I change that to some Hollywood movies and people were able to relate to it. There was a point I gave a speech comparing two different personalities in Mahabharata, which was Krishna and Karna. This is something that anybody can relate it in India, but what about outside? But I attempted that speech in different countries, customizing it so that people can connect with that. Understand your audience, which is why good speeches are rewritten. Stick to your chair. What does it mean? Not sitting in a sofa. It means that stick to what you're trying to convey. Complete your draft. Why? Because I did attempt few impromptu speeches and I forgot I don't have my draft if I want to include some feedback, and I continue it. Write your speeches so that you can inculcate the feedback and then repeat the speech when necessary. Go prepared. If we let us, the saying goes, if you are failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. One of the challenges that we Asians face, I will not say Indians, is Asians fail, is we are too fast when we speak. When I went outside India giving speeches in different countries, many people complained initially about my pronunciation and my rate of speech. Then I also seen some of my mentees and some of my friends giving humorous speeches in the contest and also international speech in the contest where they had words about 1,000 to 1,100. Remember, effective speeches are for people to get the message, not for you. It is for them. So you have to be slow enough for people to understand. And the best rate of speech, which is the number of words that I'm delivering per minute, is 80 to 100 words. Write your speeches accordingly. If it is 5 to 7 minutes, 500 to 700, rather 400 to 700. If it is 4 to 6 minutes, it is again 320 to 600. It depends upon the rate of speech and your pronunciation, right? That's what matters here. One thing is that your content is the king. Now I can do all dramas with my hand shake, hand movement, hand gestures, or I can do all drama with my voice modulation. But if you do the drama before your boss, let us say that Kalpana goes for our P4P discussion, our year-end discussion with her boss, and boss and ask, what is that you're done? She cannot try to express that everything with body language or anything with a voice modulation. I did this, I did that, blah, blah, blah. No. What is that you are done? She has to go prepared with the content. While the delivery is important, content is the king. So you must have your content prepared. And the next thing is the topics that you want to connect when you're talking to audience is connect with the audience in a way that you are able to relate, or they are able to relate with. The example that I mentioned about speeches, which is why you must understand your audience, or rather I would say understand your customer. The customer is the one that you're going to talk with. Try to understand. It might be your boss, it might be your client, it might be your customer, and if you're an entrepreneur. It might be anyone that you're talking with. Understand them before you go and try to customize your speech, which is connect with the audience. Humor is one best thing that can make your speech effective. People connect well with that. People love to smile. There's enough sadness across the world. Now add that pinch of humor and you will make it tasty. Rhetorical question, if you have, that will make your speech effective. People love to hear that. And then try to bring a rhetorical question that where you can hook your speech with. Body language, try to not force it, try to go it smooth, just like the rhythm where you move your body according to the music, whether it is classical or Western, doesn't matter. Same way in speeches, try to move your hand gestures. Try to move your voice modulation in line with your emotions. Try to move hand gestures the way that you're trying to express your message. That's what matters. Do not force vocal variety just because somebody has suggested. Try to use it to enhance. Somebody has said, let's say, there's a sad message. Try to go down. If you're excited, oh, I'm so excited to mention this. I'm so sad. Tell this. Use that to enhance the message. Just do not make. And in the conclusion, always leave the impression with a powerful excite or whatever emotion that you're trying to bring. You can take your audience on a wonderful journey if you can use these techniques in your speeches. How much time do we have more? Can I ask the timer? Is the timing over?
Yes, sir, it's done.
Yes.
Okay, but I'll just take 3 minutes more, irrespective of that. Some powerful techniques that you can use in your speeches. First thing is prep method that you can use, rather not prep method. This is when you want to use a pendulum method. And when you use a pendulum method, it is the different sides. You are asked to give a presentation in office. You need to talk about 2 different softwares. If customers ask for a solution and you offer 2 different solutions, you need to talk about it. Just like the pendulum that it moves one side and then it explains what is it, and then go to other side and explain it, and then stand in between, just like the pendulum, and give what is that your side that you're taking and why. And the next is the balance method. Weigh both sides and give one neutral point why you are doing that. Next thing is problem solution method, the solution that people love to hear. Create a problem, we are good. But then people always ask you, what is the cause? What is the solution? When you state a problem, then give the causes that is causing it, and then offer a solution. Then you are the winner, my friend. These are 3 are some techniques that you can use in your speeches. It can be your impromptu, it can be your prepared speeches, or any point of thing. If you're doing it, people are connected and love to hear more. One technique that you can always use is prep method. Example, you can also use in your table topics, which is make a point, whether it is on that, let's say, anything that you're taking a stand. Take a stand, then give your reasons, then give examples, and then take your stand. Repeat that. I don't like the changing. I don't like COVID vaccine. What are these reasons? They have seen so many side effects. And then you give the examples. For my personal life, I've faced a lot of things. And then I end with a point. That's the reason I don't want to take a booster dose, right? Point, reason, example, and point. These are some techniques that you can use in any speeches, whether it is impromptu speeches, whether prepared speeches, or even the written communication that you do on daily basis. I hope this session will help you to see the importance of pathways, see the importance of prepared speeches, and you are able to apply that not only in your Toastmaster journey, but your personal and professional journey too. With that note, I thank you for the opportunity, and any questions, feel free to ask. Control back to the Toastmaster.
It was a really informative, and thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Raghu, for taking the time and to be the today's keynote speaker. Moving on to the most entertaining session with the table topic session. To conduct this, let me call our table topic master, Toastmaster Bharati. When I asked her about the entertainment She said she loves to draw the characters of cartoons, to study, to irritate her roommates. So let me invite Toastmaster Bharati. Could you please check the audio and video?
Yeah.
Yeah, over to you,
Could you see me?
Toastmaster.
Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So, are you looking for something different? Okay, sometimes a question can lead to a great conversations and to a wonderful experience. So, the purpose of table topics is to have members practicing thinking and speaking on their feet. So, the impromptu speaking helps us to develop some of the communication skills. Those are thinking, speaking, organizing, and delivery. So, let's try to engage ourselves with all these communication skills and let's start our table topic session. So, the table topics that I'm going to conduct goes on like this. So, I'm giving a object and I'll give the condition on that. So, you must express the feelings of the object based on the condition. So, I need a volunteer.
Bharati, you can type your question to Diana. She will answer in the chat box. She's been waiting since long for the topic, and we have Vinay Kumar who raised his hand to participate.
Yeah, okay. So first I'll ask Vinay Kumar and then during his speech I'll type to Dinan. So yes, Vinay Kumar, could you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me? Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So please choose the topic from choose a number from 1 to 12.
5.
Yeah, your object is a water bottle. So the condition is when you fill the water in it, how it feels, and when you're going to sip the water bottle, how the bottle feels.
I have this water bottle and it is a glass. It's a fully visible and I'm trying to fill it. Then once it is half filled, then suddenly the water flow, right, it stopped. Then suddenly I saw this water bottle, right? It is like, I was thinking whether it is half filled or it is half empty. How do you look at it, right? The one way, if I positively, if I look at it, radiates, it is half filled. There is some water which I can use for my thirstiness. And other way, if it is empty, right, I can took it in a negative way. Okay, the water is not fully, so I don't have the enough water. So same way, right, in the life, how you take it, right, what you have, if you can utilize it in properly, right, then it can solve many purposes rather than looking at the other way, what you don't have it. So the point here is what I'm trying to make is see what you have and try to use it effectively rather than what you don't have, because that what you don't have may lead to a lot of disappointment. So in a way, I'll be happy what I have, the half-filled glass bottle, and I will drink that bottle happily. And so that the water bottle also, it will feel that, okay, it has given something to the needy person who was holding that water bottle. So in a way, I would say, look everything in a positive way rather than the negative way. And what you have, use it in effectively and efficiently so that it solves the neediness or the objective of the person who needs that or maybe it's yourself also what you have it, rather than thinking what you don't have or contemplating you don't have or something, right? So better what you have and utilize it properly, and then you efficiently you use that. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you, Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay Kumar. Could you please choose anyone to speak next?
Aarti, can you take Diana, please?
Yeah. Diana, could you unmute yourself and could you speak?
Bharati, Diana can't speak, so you just need to type out your object and condition in the chat box. She will give it back in writing, and later you or someone or Toastmaster of the day, they can read it out.
Yeah.
I already gave the topic in the chat box.
Did you give it to her alone, Bharati?
Yeah, I gave.
Okay. Okay, Diana, you can type and I will read it for you at the last as the last topic. Thank you, Bharati. You can continue.
Yeah, take an initiative as the next volunteer. Toastmaster Rajput. Could you hear me and could you?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Yeah, please. Yeah, could you please choose a top the numbers from 1 to 12 except 5?
It is not coming here. Can you just repost it in this chat box? I'm not able to see here. I'm not able to see here on the chat box.
No, Rajput, I think. Yeah, sorry. Carry.
So I'm not able
I
to see
posted the topic for Diana, not.
Bharti, Rajput ji, you will have to pick a number given by Bharti. Bharti, if you can mention the numbers that are there. And only in case of Diana, we have written it in the chat. Otherwise, it's going to be an audio thing.
Okay. But the number which you have sent in the initial with the mail, it is like that, in that?
No, Bharti, can you just give the numbers?
Yeah, please. Okay, the number, okay, fine. Okay, so, right.
Yeah. Choose a number from 1 to 12.
You can, the number 1. Okay, fine.
Number 1.
Yeah.
So the object is candle. So the condition is the candle is blown off. So how the candle feels?
Fantastic topic. Candle always depicts about the light. And wherever there is a darkness, the candle always gives us brightness to everybody. And it is always said that wherever the darkness is, it is always good to lighten the candle. Because candle is an knowledge, and knowledge has to be shared across. And whenever the knowledge is not being shared, either it is with the person, either with a human, everybody feel that yes, there's something is missing. So I will say the positive points of it, that we must lighten the candle, means we must share the knowledge to the other person. Like just now, Dr. Raghu sir has shared the way how the speech has to be there. And we all have learned about it, right? And this is the thing that we are able to understand. And any person, whosoever it is, or whosoever are there in the world, the knowledge is one thing which is like an ocean. So we must be keep on learning about it. Coming part to the candle which has been blown out, we always say that when the knowledge is going out, then why it should be just stopped, which is very, very important. A person who is sharing the knowledge, suppose Like Raghu sir was sharing the knowledge, and similarly, and suppose you can understand when there is a technical problem, and Raghu sir was completely on the pitch of showing, and we were so much eager to learn, right? And what he must be thinking about it. Oh my God, how beautifully I was talking about it, how beautifully the people, they were understanding the thing. Then I am not able to show the entire flow of the thing. So the candle will always feel that something has been missed. So the candle will always feel that, yes, I am not able to fulfill my journey. And this journey is very, very important. So I correlate the same, the candle which has been showing the light, like Raghu sir was showing, candle which is not showing the light, the blowing thing, that today we are just want to, like Diana want to talk about it, but Diana is writing the things here. So this is the second way where we can highlight it. So this is all from my side about the candle which has been lightened up, candle which has been blown off. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajput, having a wonderful explanation about the candle, if it blown off. So could you please choose the next person?
You can see the hand of evaluator Alok sir.
Hello, Toastmaster Alok.
Hello.
Could you please choose
Hello.
a number from?
Yes.
Could you please
Yeah,
choose a number from?
Yeah, let's go with 7.
Yeah, 7. The object is television, and the condition is how the television feels when you started continuously changing the channels.
Good afternoon. I guess, yeah, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Television is called a dumb box for very obvious reason. And not just because you can change channel and make it display whatever you want, but rather it can make you dumb as well if you watch a lot of television. Because see, your brain try to visualize things that you read or you think about it, but with television it will just show you on the screen, and this way your ability to imagine the things will eventually go out. And I know a lot of friends who watch a lot of television, but they're not able to read a single story. So I think if somebody is changing the channel over and over again while I'm watching a television, I would feel that that person is a friend of mine who is probably trying a behavioral psychology or something to push me so that I start hating television at all. Once I focus, let's say I'm watching news and he changed the channel to music, then I make up my mind to watch music. He changed the channel to sports. Then I make up my mind to watch sports. All of a sudden, he played some old movies that I do not like. And after a few attempts, I'll feel like this is it. I don't want to watch television. Then I will that person will be a friend of me. He's trying his best to make sure that I never watch television ever again in my life. And if that truly happens, I think 6 months down the line, I would be more successful, more healthy than what I really was at that time. Over to you, Toastmaster Bharti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alok. The same situation happens in my home. So my mother want to watch the serials, my sister want to watch the cartoon, I want to watch movies, my father want to watch news. So all at a time can't happen. So the next volunteer is?
Elias.
Yeah, Elias, you can.
Okay,
Please choose
thank
a
you.
number from 1 to 12, except 1, 5, and 7.
10.
10. Okay. Elias, did you kept slips in your exams?
What?
Did you kept slips in your exams during your exams?
Sleeping.
She's asking if you were trying to get some support documents while you were giving any written exams.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's the question, right?
No, I didn't ask the question. Wait. So you're carrying a smartwatch and you are having a suppose such as document in your smartwatch and you're caught by your teacher. So what's your feeling?
Okay. On my smartwatch, yeah. Okay. Let's start. Oh, I have a written exam tomorrow. I haven't studied last night. And what should I do? I need to prepare something. And this is something that actually I didn't like this, but I have no option to do this. And yes, I need to prepare something sinister, something that will hurt me in the future, but I need to do this because I need to survive. And this kind of attitude, of course, will be displayed the lacks of honesty. And yes, sometimes I don't know what to do, and I'm asking out my friend what is the answer about the question. So we are trading secret code, and we have been practicing this secret codes for several times and several times when we have practices and before the exam, and also we practice this as a teamwork. So I took it as the positive thing. And smartwatch was not invented during my time in school time, so I cannot relate it into my story here. But we use the traditional one, like this one is A, this 2 is B, this 3 is C, this 4 is D, and this 5 is E. So if the answer is either one of these, we will secretly trading code like this, and also maybe some coughing. Is A, is B, is C, is D, and is E. So that's how we are secretly trading code. And yes, I hope that smartwatch was invented before, so it will be as easier to do that. So back to you, TTM.
Thank you, Elos. So the same thing we'll do in our bit paper. We'll show our forehead for A and our this part for B, nose for C, and lips for D. So thank you. And the next volunteer. I think Toastmaster Deepika can speak.
Yeah, I can. Bharati.
Yeah, could you please choose a number from 1 to 12 except 1, 6, 7, and 12? Oh, sorry, it's 10.
5 is 5 available?
Yeah.
Okay, 5. 5 it is.
Yeah, the object is umbrella. So how it feels when it is raining?
How the umbrella feels when it is raining?
Yeah.
I think the umbrella would feel like a savior who is saving the other person from getting wet and in the rain, and it is saving the other person. If chivalry had another word, probably should be an umbrella. Saving somebody you love from getting drenched in rain, and you're getting drenched in the rain. So probably according to me, the umbrella would feel like a soldier who is waging in the war, trying to save the country he belongs to with all the pride he has. In the similar way, how the umbrella is saving you from the rain, the pouring water, the thunder, the air. And as you walk in, I feel that the umbrella will make you feel, an umbrella feels very responsible that you don't get drenched in the rain. And when you back home, you take the umbrella, you drench off the water by putting it aside, and then you just tell yourself, and you just say, you just tell a word of sigh that without you, my good outfit would have been spoiled. So I think, in my view, umbrella would be resonating in my mind like a soldier who is saving his motherland, just like how the umbrella is saving its motherland, that is its home, the owner. Thank you. And over to the TMoD. So over to the TTN.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepika. Gave a great explanation about the umbrella. So the next volunteer.
I can take one.
Yes, Toastmaster Manoj.
Just before we start, is the timer screen froze? We don't see the timing being changed.
Yeah, timer, could you please start? Could you please display the timings? Yes, Toastmaster Manoj.
Yeah.
Could you please choose a number from 1 to 12, except 1, 5, 6, 7, and 10?
9.
It's 9. Okay. So the object is bike. How the bike feels if you are riding a bike with your girlfriend?
Riding a bike with my girlfriend. Okay. So when the bike is being made, means like in today's world, not in today's world, at least 10 years back, by the time the child is born, it is decided a child is engineer or a doctor. At that time, his brain is fed like, okay, after growing up, I need to be an engineer or a doctor. So in the similar way, when a bike is made, it is actually fed in his mind saying that you need to carry 2 people. There is no other go for you. That's what you are made for. And bike is already made up to carry 2 people. And when the bike is actually carrying its owner, it's me. It feels light. It's only one person. Okay, they said I need to carry 2 people. It's only one person for me. Okay, I'm happy for that. I'm having very less load now. And it's pleasure driving on the road. And my owner is taking good care of me without putting very harsh load on me. But by the time my girlfriend hops onto my bike, then my bike will start scolding me a lot. It will think that you bugger, it's not enough. You are growing fat nowadays and increasing the load on me, and you brought your girlfriend also. And what are you thinking? Are you thinking me as a load carrier? You get your girlfriend down off the bike. I'll carry only you. You are only my owner. But when the bike realizes that it is my girlfriend and we both are actually happily enjoying the ride on my bike, then my bike will actually think that, okay, I'm serving my owner and he's actually enjoying the ride with his girlfriend, which means I'm helping him to better his mood. And so I'm doing a good thing for him. I'm serving my purpose. Anyway, I was told that I need to carry 2 people and I'm carrying 2 people, and my owner, he's a good guy. He's wearing his helmet also. So he'll not meet with, he's good if he met with minor accidents. Then it's good, and it's good from my end to give a proper service to my owner. And it feels happy because its owner is happy. That's it. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master Bharti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, explaining a great view on the bike. So the last table topic, we can give a chance for Diana. And her topic keys, the object is toothbrush, and how the toothbrush feels when we keep it in our mouth. Yeah, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Bharati, Diana already gave her topic in the chat box, and Diana says that abate to the Toastmasters Club and meetings are abate with speeches, powerful, better with knowledge and disability, straight up the abate. Diana, thank you for participating today at Table Topic segment and motivating us. You are always an inspirational table topic speaker for me and everyone around in Toastmaster. Thanks for your participation. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Toastmaster Kalpana, could you read her speech that she was given?
I just read.
It's already done.
Yes.
Bharti, because it is being read, it will not take that much time. But Kalpana madam did read it. It's short and sweet. Okay.
Thank you, Diana, for participating. And thank you everyone for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So since back I just joined in the Toastmasters just in 6 months, and participating in such a big event like this is a great experience for me with such a great Toastmasters. So thank you everyone.
Back to you, Toastmaster TMoD.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Bharati. Continuing our theme, finally, I got selected in the group and was placed in the last row. Due to my height, my performance was not visible. I became perfect and ready to perform. Then the choreographer asked me to perform in the front row. We did our performance at our best and got good appreciation from my parents, teachers, friends, and choreographer. So now it's time for the third section of the meeting, which is evaluation. To conduct this, let me call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nisarg. Over to Toastmaster Nisarg.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mindful Manasa. Fine. I need to invite, before I go on to our role players, I would like to invite the first evaluator for the first speech. First speech was given by Toastmaster Manoj. So I would want Toastmaster Janavi to come and give the evaluation, please.
Yes. Am I both audible and visible? Yes. Yeah. Congratulations, Toastmaster Manoj, on finishing your level 2 project 1. I have evaluated your speech based on CRC method, commendation, recommendation, and conclusion. Beginning with commendations. Starting your speech by listing out all the leadership skills and styles kept us audience hooked in. Coming to the structure, giving definition of leadership through your life stages of your life, like in your childhood, in your opinion on what leadership is in school, also in college, and also in Toastmaster, kept the chronology of this speech. You have clearly mentioned the objectives of this speech, that is identifying your leadership style and mentioning what kind of leadership style is yours. And giving examples of cricket were very innovative. I have very few recommendations for you. The first one is gestures. According to me, adding more gestures will make the speech alive. For example, adding actions to words. Like for cricket, you would have used the gesture, like cricket gesture or anything, would have made the audience look at you and keep them more indulged. And the another point is timing. Even though we were like very much in the speech and couldn't even notice the time was passing on very fast, it was but it went a little bit over, just a little. But overall, it was a very well written and a well delivered speech. Thank you.
Calling upon my next evaluator, that is Toastmaster Alok for Toastmaster Rela Lumbini.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, my target speaker, Rela. You spoke about game addict. You covered a lot of facts and you also shared your stories. Kudos to you for opening up and giving us a lot of knowledge and stories on our Sunday morning. I really liked the way you shared your personal stories because it kind of made me believe that whatever you are going to tell is actually true and it's not just a third-party observation. You also shared some anecdotes that someone who plays game actually becomes dumb, but you also proved that it's not true. I really like that part. You throw in a lot of data and you also talked about how the gaming industry works. That was amazing. I envy the kind of knowledge you possess in that particular area. I would also gain a lot by researching and acquiring such knowledges. Thank you for sharing that. You're also very comfortable while delivering your speech. I noticed there were not of hand movement, but I felt that for the topic that you have chosen, it was quite apt. While your speech was really great, I did feel that there are some areas where you can work upon in order to make your speech even better. The first area of improvement, I would say, is just including the resources for your data. You talked about the structure in gaming industry. There are artists earning, there are programmers earning, the players are also earning. And it was very believable, but I would really have liked to know where you read that from or what is your sources for that. You also throw in the revenue data about million or something. I couldn't note it down, but there was again the source of how do you know that it was 10 million or 100 million. If you could include the source, maybe a magazine, a census report, or anything else that would make your research topic more believable. The one area I felt can do more improvement is the purpose of your speech. When I read the topic is game addict. So I was expecting you will talk about game addicts. So you started with your own story. Then you started telling the advantage of gaming and how you can earn from it. Then the third part, you told about the gaming addict, and that was very little as compared to the whole of your speech. So I felt that there were three purposes in your speeches. One, sharing your story, then talking about gaming industry, then talking about addicted, which should not be the case in a proper speech. Proper speech will have one theme, which I believe was supposed to be what the title suggests, gaming addict. So you could have started with that, giving some introduction about it, talked about it, then maybe defended the addicts, and then concluded properly. So to conclude your evaluation, you had shared some good personal stories and anecdote, and it can be improved by having a clear purpose. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Alok. Moving on to my next and the last evaluator, that is Rohan Bansal. If you could give your evaluation for Deepika Koje.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Wide-eyed and tongue-tied was the title of Deepika's speech, and I was equally that was my experience equally when I was listening to the speech, because I was completely hooked the entire part because it was such a good storytelling ability by the speaker. I absolutely have to commend the speaker on how well she achieved the speech objectives in the first place. The speech objectives called for use of descriptive language to tell in a story that could create impact, and by using several words such as bustling and to describe people such as silly and short and so on and so forth, the speaker really put forward a visual representation of a story which was really impressive to see her include in the speech, and that created in my mind a suspense and a coherent and logical flow to the speech that really made an impact on the audience and anyone who was listening to the particular speech. So excellent job done on achieving the speech objectives so wonderfully. Secondly, I also loved the way the speaker used analogies in a speech. So talking about what was broken? Was it what is something at the airport, or was it my heart? Which was something that relatability was really impressive in the way that the speaker brought about during the entirety of the speech. And this was sprinkled in certain part of the speech, which I would encourage the speaker to explore more in a future speeches, because this adds a lot of value in terms of relatability and some form of fresh content through the speech. So job very well done by the speaker. A couple of recommendations I have for the speaker particularly. One is I noticed the speaker talked about certain emotions during her speech. So being frustrated, being shocked, sometimes being sad, even though through her experiences. So I would suggest maybe show it in the voice also. She mentioned it in her words, but also communicate that through your voice. So for example, when you're talking about being shocked, instead of saying I was shocked, say I was shocked. I was shocked to hear this element in the phase or experience. So I think this complementing your words with a voice would really help create that impact for the audience and take you along for the ride for the entire emotion. Secondly, I noticed that the speaker was drifting her eyes back and forth throughout the speech. So she was not looking directly at the webcam. So I would recommend the speaker to practice looking directly in the pigeonhole of the webcam that is in front of you when you're practicing the speech. Because when you're looking sideways, you're also diverting gaze from the audience. So that creates a distraction for the audience when they're looking at your speech as well. All in all, great work on achieving the speech objectives through descriptive language, through use of different colorful and vibrant words in your speech, along with creating suspense, visual representation, and a good structure to your story. If the speaker could work on portraying her emotions through a voice and also maintain eye contact, that would create a wonderful speech going forward. I look forward to those as well. So back to you, Toastmaster Israel.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Appreciate all the evaluations. Now, I would have loved to take a rain check, but for the responsibility that I have as a general evaluator, I would like to call upon our language evaluator to give her report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nisarg. And you just saved me from keeping that blank. But I will do it in a very quick way. I don't want to spend too much time. The meeting, okay, before I start, let me thank DTM Kalpana. To be very frank, I have attended a Toastmaster meeting after 6 months, and she was extremely insisting yesterday night for me to take up this role, and I wasn't very sure of that, but thank you, Kalpana, for your confidence in me. I may have been making mistakes today, but that is because I'm starting afresh. But I'll try to be more regular at meetings and do a better job next time. Starting with the language evaluation, the meeting in and all was beautiful. I have seen a lot of people using beautiful words throughout, not many incorrect usages of English, but a hell lot of excellent usages of phrases and other words everywhere. So I'm extremely happy with that. I will not take up everybody's name, but there are a few phrases that I really loved. And that was by one was by speaker Toastmaster Manoj. He said, ran down the memory lane, Tom, Dick, and Harry. Some things that we have used or we have heard in daily in day-to-day life, but we forget how to use them. So excellent work there, Toastmaster Manoj. Then the speaker Rela said, opportunities on a wide ranges, talk of the town. Again, beautifully used phrases there. Toastmaster Deepika, the speaker, I think you should start writing a novel rather than giving out speeches. The way you scripted your speech was beautiful yesterday night when I was reading The Forest of Enchantment, and I felt your speech was very much equally descriptive as that one. So a few of them that I liked was Wide-Eyed and Tongue-Tied, beautiful topic name there, title there, Gustling, Warmest Embrace, Grimming Ear to Ear, Levitating, and XYZ. Too many others, which I was typing, and at a point I stopped to listen to your speech. So wonderful work there. I also liked when our evaluator Toastmaster Rohan just mentioned coherent, sprinkled, another better, good ways, good usages of English, good words, different words, normal words, but used in a different context. So I really loved that. I'm sorry if I might have missed somebody, but these were some things that I liked. This is just my personal opinion. Some minor incorrect usages, what I felt was, somebody said chosen. It is not chosen, it is chosen. Have done something should actually be did something. And one phrase in that I did not personally like was used to play with myself. It gives a very different angle or a very different image in our mind about it. It should actually be used to play alone. And coming back to the word of the day and the idiom of the day, Toastmaster Diana used it multiple times in the chat. Thank you, Toastmaster Diana, for that. I really loved it. And idiom of the day was used by Toastmaster Nisar just now. So I know the word of the day was used in an abate way today, but I think people took a rain check on it and will make sure that it is being used later. With that, I hand over my control back to Toastmaster Nisarga, and I'm sorry, but I will have to leave now. I need to do something very urgent. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you very much, DTM Sonia. Congratulations for attaining that DTM very recently.
Thank you very much.
You can leave. DTM Kalpana did mention that you want to leave, but I would have loved to have you at the general evaluation session. I tried my best to think of using something in abate, but still no. I might use it by the end of the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now I would like to call upon. Let me call upon the R counter or the timer. Let me call the timer first. Then in that case, timer, can you give your report?
Yes, so at the end of the meet, this is the report I've made. I'm just sharing the screen. Yeah, so the speaker one, Toastmaster Manoj, has delivered a speech for 7 minutes and 4 seconds. Rela Lumbini for 6 minutes 14 seconds, and Toastmaster Deepika for 6 minutes 24 seconds. And in the evaluation, Toastmaster Janvi for 1 minute 44 seconds, Toastmaster Alok for 3 minutes 21 seconds, and Toastmaster Rohan for 3 minutes 19 seconds. And these are the table topics, times for the table topics.
You also need to give me on the keynote speaker.
Okay, the keynote speaker for about 38 minutes and 32 seconds. I'll just add it.
Sure, thanks. Fine. I would like to now call upon the R counters. That's, I guess,
Yes, sir.
Vanita?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you give me the access for screen sharing, sir?
Raghu, can you do the needful?
You have the access now. The access is there.
No, still it's not.
Manasa, could you stop sharing screen?
Yeah, I got it. So here is the end of the meet. So I would start from the speakers. Toastmaster Manoj has used, he used all these for one time and crutches and filters for 2 and 1 time. Rila Lumbini, Toastmaster Rila Lumbini used several times, but I did not mention few. She have used 4 to 5 times. Well, she have used 3 times. And as she have used several times all these things. When crutches and filters are used one time. Toastmaster Deepika, speaker, she have used 4 times, and ers, and as were used one time. Coming to evaluators, Toastmaster Janavi, she have used as, and ers for 3 1 times, and filters and crutches for 1 and 1 time. Toastmaster Alok have used several times all these breaking of the sentences. So here we go, 2 times, as in 2 times, for 2 times, ers for 4 times. And but and so are 3 2 times, and crutches and filters were 2 equally. So Toastmaster Rohan, the third evaluator, have used 5 times us, and ers for 4 times, and rest all are 4 and 1 times, and crutches and filters are 1 and 2. Coming to TMoD, Toastmaster of the day Manasa have used, she was used little times all these, as and were used 1 times. So next, Bharti TT table topic master have used 1 time, and all these and were chosen 2 times, and crutches and filters were 2 and 2. Coming to table topics, Toastmaster Vinay Kumar have used 3. I couldn't do it for Diana, Toastmaster Diana, because he did not speak. Coming to Toastmaster Vinay Kumar have used 3 times, and all the crutches and filters were used 2 and 2. Toastmaster Rajput have used and for 2 times, so for 1 time, and crutches he did not use, and filters were 1. Coming to Toastmaster Alok for the table topic, he have used many times, and as were 2 and 2, and for 1 time, and crutches and filters were nil, did not use any crutches and filters in between. So Toastmaster Deepika have used 1 times and were used 3 times, which crutches and filters were nil, she did not use any crutches and filters. Toastmaster Manoj for table topic, he have used 1 for and all the breaking of sounds he have used 2 and 4, and crutches and filters were 1 and 1. This was my report. Over to general evaluator.
Thanks, Vivid Vanita. Thank you very much for your report. You missed out on 2 people. You missed out on me, that's Nisarg.
Yeah, I missed out you, sir.
And our DTM Raghu.
DTM Raghu. DTM Raghu, I was just involved in his things, sir. So I did not even.
I agree with you that whenever you take up a role of this kind, many times you get so engrossed in what is being said that you completely forget the role.
I forget to even, I forgot the accountant of listening just to distinguish Toastmaster.
I agree. We are all in the same boat. Thank you very much. Now I have to give my report. I'm happy that we are well on time, and I'll give you reasons for it too. I have noted all that. Fine. So you'll have to. My head will be poured in my book. You will have to see my hair, the receding hair, because I'm going to read out. Okay. All role players did come on time, though it was just 5 minutes to. What time did we start? Sorry, 10 o'clock. Yeah, okay. They were the 10 o'clock. We were going to start. All of the role players were on time, but invariably we started about at 10:06. Ideally, I would have liked for us to start on time, but we are ending on time, which is a nice thing. Oh, yes, a good reminder from DTM Kalpana to change our role players' names on the screen. That was a good thing. We started 6 minutes late. Backgrounds, yes, all of us could have used the background screens. Even you can see mine is missing. That would be a good practice to inculcate so that we feel good about being Toastmasters, or whatever that you even believe in would be written behind would be nice. Then I have yes, TMoD, the Manasa, you had a good idea of getting this game of showing the logos. it made people interested, and they got engrossed, and they were able to recognize and talk about it. That was nice. Language evaluator did explain her full role, though the thumbs up was missed out. Toastmaster Vanita, you did a good job. One small correction. Some of us tend to use our camera a little differently. I think Vanita, when you came explaining, your head was being cut off from the screen. If you can just take care of that. The video, yes. One other thing was the video introduction. Couldn't help, yeah. Yes, TMoD Manasa, I think testing your videos and your audio before we start off the session would improve, because we lost a lot of time on that. That would add value. No doubt each of us learn only from mistakes, and only when you make a mistake and somebody gives you a report, I think that is when you think and remember the next time. Evaluator Toastmaster Janvi explained her role very well, including the time frame for the speaker. I think the same applies for almost all the evaluators. They did a very good job of explaining the objectives and the timelines. Okay, I got that. We had a lot of time. Okay. If you notice at the bio break, we had 30 minutes. We were supposed to, as per the agenda, we were supposed to finish at 11:30. Even if I consider that 10 minutes, I think whoever made the agenda needs to calculate the timeline correctly so that the agenda is made correctly. The better part of this was that while we had 30 minutes to spare, our keynote speaker made the most of it, and he covered his topic in a way that we could consume it very well. So while my report says that the keynote speaker went way over time, but we are still very much on time because of that 30-minute gap in the agenda. So I commend both parties. One went wrong, but one took advantage of it. Yeah, I also liked TMoD Manasa. It was a good idea of sharing songs, and very good way of evaluating your ears and your head, your memory of what kind of songs were those. As TMoD Raghu mentioned, it would have helped that you might had, let's say, a few, probably a few of Hindi, which you did, a few of Telugu, and even few of English, so that there are people from overseas, and probably they can address, or they can participate in it. That would help. Keynote speaker DTM Raghu gave a good education session on how to structure a speech, the why, what, and how. But what I liked was, he had a good number of slides which one could easily relate to. I think that is what made a lot of sense. Okay, GTM Kalpana, thank you for helping Diana to be involved. And that is the best part of Toastmasters, that here you have a equal playing field for each and every one to learn and be a part of this session where we improve together. I mean, that's a very nice thing. Thanks, Diana. I was very impressed, as the language evaluator said, you were the only one who used the word of the day, abate, and I'm still struggling to use it. Thank you very much, Diana. Do keep coming. Then table topics, Master Bharti. Thank you. Table topics, Bharti had a very interesting way of putting the themes, giving a positive and a negative of every object. And I think using what DTM Raghu mentioned in his this thing about using the pendulum system. So, table topics Master Bharti talked about an object, and you use the pendulum method to give a negative and a positive. Most of our topics were of those kinds, some were not, but that's perfectly fine. Toastmaster Janvi, the evaluator, while you use the CRC method to evaluate, you don't need to mention that you use CRC method. That's to be delivered as an evaluation. It's only your learning. Toastmaster evaluator Alok and Toastmaster evaluator Rohan. A difference of Janvi, you don't. When we evaluate, we don't reiterate what the speaker said. We evaluate on how they delivered, what was their positives, what were their good. That is where the CRC method comes. You give a commendation of how they did, you give a recommendation of how they can do better, and you again give them a commendation. So it's a sandwich effect. So just take care of that. Rohan, you did a wonderful job in evaluating the third speaker. Same applies with Alok. DTM Sonia gave an interesting report. I quite liked it. Though there could have been, our counter could have been a little more, what do you call? The report could have added DTM Sonia's ahs and ums and even mine. Right now, I sense that I'm saying a lot of ahs and ums while I'm giving the report. That's it. I think our counter also did a very good job. One other thing I like is Toastmaster Manasa, the timer, and the R counter. I like your idea of, doing it on an Excel sheet, not in a notebook, and giving it, it's open for all to see, and that makes a lot of difference. I think that is something that we all can inculcate from our end as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity to talk here or give my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your valuable feedback, and that helps us to improve in the coming meetings. Coming to the end of the meeting, first, I would like all of you to fill the poll for the best speaker, table topic speaker, evaluator, and role players, which would be put in the chat box right now. And to conclude my theme, that everyone has some or the other sources of entertainment in their life, and it might vary in different stages of life. And we get the pleasure and happiness by doing those activities. I thank everyone for listening to me patiently, and thank you. And now I pass this virtual dais to Toastmaster Rela for presenting the participation certificates.
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are.
Let us take 2 minutes and take time for poll and choose the best speaker and best evaluator, and then we'll start with the presentations.
You go up on with the presentations meanwhile.
Yeah, okay. First of all, let us all appreciate ourselves for being this long in meeting and also making this meet happen. Let us all appreciate ourselves. And now I would like to present this certificate of appreciation to DTM Raghu for delivering such a wonderful keynote speech that made us realize why do we actually need to give a prepared speech. Manasa, can you highlight DTM Raghu? Yeah. Can anyone take the screenshot?
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I'm taking it.
Is it done?
Yeah, it's done. So, and the next, I would like to appreciate our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chandra, for being able to present in this meeting today. Toastmaster Chandra, can you?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for providing this opportunity.
I think Rela has some network issue. I don't see her. I don't hear her.
Ma'am, could
Okay.
you take it on then?
Yes, I'll take it on. Next, I would like to thank the Zoom master, Toastmaster Srivamshi. Thank you for taking up this role, Srivamshi. Could you please on your camera so that we can capture the moment? Okay, I think Zoom master is not there. We will share the certificate digitally. Can we go to the next, please? Thank you, Toastmaster Nisarg, for taking the general evaluator role and splashing out your wonderful report. And we could see it's a small cricket ground, and I really enjoyed your report. And I am lucky enough to talk at the end when we don't have our counter, so that my ahs and ums will be only left for me. Manasa, please confirm if the picture is captured. Once the picture is captured.
Ma'am, I'm not taking the screenshot.
Okay, I'll take it. Yes.
I've taken it.
Done. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nisarg. Next, we have the very young Toastmaster Bharati as our table topic master today. Bharati, good way to conduct table topic. Definitely, I'm going to learn this and take it to my home club. Thanks for participating today. Do we have Bharati here?
She is not present in the room.
Okay, we'll share the certificate digitally. Thank you so much. Thank you, timer Toastmaster Manasa, for being timer for today and helping us to ensure that we are on time. Can we take a picture with the timer? I see. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Manasa, for being timer for today. Please accept this digital certificate.
Thank you.
We have DTM Sonia as our Wordmaster Grammarian for today, and I know she left the meeting because of her personal priorities. Thank you, Sonia. We will share this certificate with you over digital platform. Can we go to the next, please? Yes, Toastmaster Vanita, the R counter for today. Thank you, Vanita, for bringing up that Excel sheet and sharing all the R's and ums. I'm sure whoever have watched it will not be using those and trying to watch over their filler words. Thank you so much for playing R counter. Please accept this digital certificate.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. The moment is captured. Next, please. Yes, the speakers. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for being a prepared speaker for today's segment. Please accept the digital certificate.
Thank you, DTM Kalpana.
Thank you. Next, please. Thank you, Toastmaster Rela, for your speech. I think, okay, we are having a disconnect between the presentation deck and it should be speaker 2, right? Okay. Okay, understood. Toastmaster Deepika. Thank you for being a prepared speaker today.
I think your message is second speaker is Toastmaster Rela. I think the certificate is missing.
No, she's playing double role, so we'll come back at the end for her. We are correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me spotlight Deepika then.
Yes, thank you.
Deepika, good smile.
Thank you.
I'll take
Thank
a
you,
screenshot.
Deepika.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, can we go to the next? Toastmaster Alok. Thank you for being a spot and accepting the evaluator role. Please accept the digital certificate. Can I ask you to? Yes, I can see you now. Thank you for participating and please accept the digital certificate. Yes. Toastmaster Rohan. Toastmaster Rohan, thank you for being an evaluator for today. Please accept the digital certificate.
Thank you so much, Alpana. Great to be here.
Thank you. Yes. And now, apart from taking up the role players, these three young ladies have helped me throughout the point when we have started to conduct this joint meeting. I have been chasing them like anything and still they tried to bear me. So very first, I would like to thank Toastmaster Rayla for being a speaker and also an organizing committee member. She's also playing the role of PQ chair for Area G3. Thank you so much, Rayla, for all your support.
Thank you.
Please
Ma'am.
accept the digital certificate.
Thank you. Ma'am. I can't really on my video. There is a power cut here, so.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for all your work and support.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep. Toastmaster Janavi. She played evaluator role and she has handled all the PR activities for this event. Thank you so much, Janavi, for being part of organizing committee member and handling all the posters.
Thank
You
you,
have been a
ma'am.
great support. Can you on your camera?
Ma'am, me and Rayla stay in same area, ma'am. So we are also having power cut.
Okay. Thank you. And this is your digital certificate. And the lady who throughout ensured that the meeting was flawless and ensured that she kept engaging all the audience, and that is Toastmaster Manasa, Toastmaster of the day for today, and also the organizing committee. And she is my helping hand to handle the area related events because she's my associate area director. Thank you so much, Manasa, for helping me throughout the event. And please accept this digital certificate.
Thank you, ma'am.
And yes, with this, we come to the end of certificate presentation. I thank each one of you for being part of this meeting. And I would love to take some feedback from guests and audience.